Hello everyone, my name is Taeyong Sun from IIII XR Lab. Today I will talk about the paper MotionGPT, a novel approach for handling various motion-relevant tasks using a unified model. This paper was published in NeurIPS 2023 and brings a fresh perspective on how we can leverage language models for motion-based tasks. To start, let's briefly discuss the types of tasks that MotionGPT aims to solve. This paper largely performed 14 different motion-relevant tasks, but I will focus on 4 major tasks. First, text-to-motion is a task of creating human motion sequence based on textual descriptions. And motion-to-text, also known as motion captioning, is a task for generating natural language descriptions for a given motion sequence. Motion prediction and motion in between are motion-to-motion tasks. So, motion prediction is a task of predicting future motion frames from given past motion frames. And motion in between is a task of generating the motion of the remaining frames given the motion of the key frames. Before MotionGPT, previous methods in this field had several limitations. First, most approaches treated text and motion as completely separate modalities, which limited their ability to deeply integrate the two modalities. So, they can't deeply learn the relationship between text and motion. Second, these approaches were designed for specific tasks such as text-to-motion generation and motion captioning. So it was difficult to generalize to various motion-related tasks. Lastly, these methods often relied on tightly paired text-motion datasets. However, because these datasets are difficult to collect, the amount of dataset is significantly smaller than other research fields such as image or video generation. This reliance limited the model's ability to generalize to unseen data or handle more diverse tasks. So, what is MotionGPT? It is a motion-aware language model that learns to understand and generate both human motion and language. It closely learns the relationship between motion and language using a unified model. And it uses a large language model to enhance its generalization ability to motion-related tasks. The key contribution is the integration of motion and language into a single model, allowing it to generalize well across motion-related tasks. Now, let's dive into the core of MotionGPT, focusing on 3 key components: motion tokenizer, motion-aware language model, and training strategies. These elements are the backbone of the MotionGPT model. The first essential part of the model is the motion tokenizer, which is responsible for converting continuous motion data into a series of discrete tokens. This process is critical because it enables the model to handle motion data similarly to how it processes text data. The motion tokenizer is based on VQVAE, which is a model commonly used to compress high-dimensional data into discrete latent codes. So motion sequences are first encoded into a latent space using frame-wise 1D convolution, and then these continuous motion representations are then quantized into motion tokens, similar to how words are tokenized in text processing. The encoder ensures that these motion tokens have high informative density, meaning each token captures significant information about the motion while maintaining a compressed format. The discrete motion tokens are crucial because they allow the language model to process motion data in the same tokenized format as text description. Next, we have the motion-aware language model, and this model is designed to process both motion tokens and text tokens in a unified manner. The key to the motion-aware language model is that it treats motion tokens and text tokens equally, integrating them into the same vocabulary. In here, motion tokens are generated through the VKVAE motion tokenizer, as I mentioned in previous slides, and text tokens are processed using the standard tokenization technique, such as word piece or sentence piece. The model is based on a pre-trained T5 model, which is known for its strength in handling diverse text-to-text tasks. This model effectively acts as a multitask language model that can seamlessly handle inputs from both text and motion domains, enabling it to perform motion-related tasks. MotionGPT uses a three-stage training strategy to ensure that it can handle a wide variety of tasks while maintaining robust performance. Let's break down each stage. The first stage is training of motion tokenizer. As I mentioned in previous slides, motion tokenizer converts continuous motion sequences into discrete motion tokens, and then the generated motion tokens are used in next step and combined with the text tokens. The second stage is motion language pre-training stage. In the T5 language model, it performs pre-training using a data with a combination of motion and language in an unsupervised manner. As you can see in this figure, tokens of source input sequence are randomly masked, and the model predicts these masked tokens. The last stage is instruction tuning stage and is crucial for enabling the model to generalize across the variety of motion related tasks with minimal retraining. In this paper, 14 different motion related tasks were defined, such as text to motion, motion to text, and dozens or more instruction templates were constructed for each task to fine-tune the model. So this is an example of instruction template for instruction tuning. Now, let's take a quick look at experimental results. MotionGPT was evaluated based on the two famous text motion dataset, HumanML3D and KitML. These datasets consist of many paired data between human motions and text descriptions. The metrics used in the evaluation are as follows. Most of these metrics have been fully explained in the previous seminars, so please refer to the previous seminar videos. In particular, MotionGPT performs a frame-wise motion prediction task, so metrics is needed to evaluate the predict motion for each frame. First, average displacement error is an average Euclidean distance metric between the ground truth and predict motion of the whole sequence. And final displacement error is an Euclidean distance between the ground truth and predicted motion of the last frame. And here is an quantitative evaluation results on text-to-motion task. So MotionGPT outperforms other models in terms of both accuracy and diversity, generating more natural and realistic motions. And here is an evaluation results on motion-to-text task. So compared to previous motion-to-text method, MotionGPT outperforms this method in terms of accuracy and semantic similarity. And here is some comparison results on motion prediction and motion in between tasks. The qualitative evaluation demonstrates that MotionGPT can generate not only appropriate motions that reflect the semantics of text descriptions, but also generate specific text captions for a given motion. And this is the end of the presentation. Thank you for listening.